What's up, guys? It's time to eat. I think I forgot to add cheese to something. You ever have that feeling that you forgot to sprinkle cheese on something? No? Just me? Okay. Naturally, any of my recipes, I put like a whole brick of mozzarella in and they wonder why I had gained weight. I just had such a good time tonight. Like, I felt totally relaxed. And you guys have given me so much support. Like, the last video that I put up, that was brutal. Because that was really hard to kind of like watch myself when I played it back. I know a lot of people say don't watch your YouTube videos, like kind of like proof watch it, but don't actually like watch it over and over because like you want to take it down. But that one was just brutal to just like watch myself go through that. But it's a part of the process. So thank you guys so much of you for watching the last video and just overwhelming amount of support. You thought I was crying in the video. When I saw your guys' comments, I lost it, but in a good way. So I want to kind of bring back the happy and really kind of focus on who I really am, which is a very creative soul and a happy spirit. So I'm gonna jump right into it, you guys. As you can see, I got into one of the things that I made for you, and if you keep watching, you're gonna see all of it. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. So we're gonna jump right in with my Thai eggplant with peanut sauce. This is a super fun dish that I've made a few times and I am obsessed. So you're just gonna go ahead and slice those pieces and just make a quarter cut there. And then go ahead and put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in your pan, about a tablespoon or so. And then we're just going to add 2 tablespoons of diced onion and then 1 clove of minced garlic here. And then we're going to add in our eggplant. Super simple. And then just about 1/4 of a cup of water. And then occasionally stir that for about 10 to 15 minutes until those pieces are tender. So this is a fun part for me. I made my homemade peanut butter myself. And then I went ahead and used a calorie-free sugar substitute just to go ahead and take out the chemicals and preservatives that come with a lot of store-bought peanut butters. I thought I would try this fun recipe using about 2 heaping tablespoons of that peanut butter for the base. And then remember, this sauce is going over an amount of eggplant and rice about a week's worth. So we're going to make a little extra here. About a tablespoon of soy sauce. And my Thai Kitchen coconut milk. You can find this at your local grocery store. About a 1/2 cup here. And we're going to go ahead and also take some mild curry paste. This is kind of a cheap paste. I found this at my local Walmart. And you could find this in the international foods aisle. And I took about a tablespoon there and I mixed that in, and then I would just give it a taste test as I would move along. And if you want it a little bit spicier, you can add more. I actually found that this paste didn't have a lot of spice to it. So if you do like your Thai dishes to be a little bit on the spicier side, go ahead and add that now. And then just a couple shakes of garlic powder here. So about 1/2 teaspoon. And then on a medium to low heat saucepan, I went ahead and just stirred this around. And just like as if you were making gravy, you're going to add more coconut milk as you stir and just kind of eyeball that. And it is really sticky, so you don't want it to burn on the pan. So make sure that if you are using a copper chef, obviously you're using rubber or wooden utensils. And then just stir that around. And then go ahead and put it on its lowest heat setting and just eyeball that, let it heat up real good. And then see, our eggplant is nice and tender here. Some of the pieces are really translucent, and that's how we want it. Adding about a 1/2 tablespoon of Lowry seasoning salt. And the same amount of just ground black pepper. Give that a good stir. Oh, they look so good right now. All right, we're gonna jump into our cauliflower rice. So a lot of people have asked me how I do my cauliflower substitute. So you're just gonna take 1 whole head and you're gonna go ahead and take off the leaves. Super simple. You can take a whole half
in your hand if you want, and just a regular cheese grater. Super easy. Just be really careful with your fingers. And then scoop all that up into a bowl, and look at how pretty this is. Look how fluffy that is. I love this hack. Cauliflower is just a miracle vegetable. All right, and we're gonna add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil to our pan. And again, about a medium heat. We're gonna add all of our rice in. Give that a good toss here. And then what do I do to keep the cauliflower tender? So it's a little tricky because sometimes it can actually get too dry. So I added about 1/4 cup of low sodium chicken stock. And then this is 1/2 tablespoon of Lawry's. So we're gonna season that up now. And then just like you're cooking pasta noodles, you do have to give it just a little bit of moisture. And then we're gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes. And just like pasta, we're gonna take that over the kitchen sink and drain that off. Bring that back to our pan. A little bit of moisture still in there. It's no big deal. You will refrigerate this, so it will dry out a little bit in the fridge. So a little bit of moisture is good if you're keeping this for a meal prep. And we're just gonna plate that. Look how easy that was. How easy. We're gonna take our pretty little eggplant. And then I do like to add just a little bit of green onion for color. It's actually really tasty with the peanut sauce. It goes good together. And that is it. Oh gosh, I want to eat that right now. I made this meal prep a few weeks ago, so I want to go out and buy all the ingredients again. And so this is a super easy way for you to count your calories, is taking these small containers, these 2-ounce disposable containers. You can buy them at Walmart in a huge sleeve. And I measured out about 2 ounces of sauce there. And then just packed them all up. All right, meal 1 is done. All right, we're gonna use spaghetti squash for our second meal. Just like my last video, a little bit of a variation this time. About 2 inches of water. Pour those out and put that into a casserole dish for about 45 minutes. And then we're gonna use Jennie-O ground turkey for our meat. And about 1/2 tablespoon of Lawry's here. Same thing with your ground pepper. I'm just gonna give that a toss. And then we're gonna use some fine onion powder and some bruschetta, sweet basil, and oregano mix here. And just give this a toss. And we're using about a medium heat. And about a tablespoon or 2 of diced onions, clove of minced garlic, and we're just going to use a little bit of salt here to sweat those out. Let those marry for a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to add about, I believe that was 2 tablespoons of mushroom. And then we're going to use a Trader Joe's tomato basil marinara sauce as our base. Adding a teaspoon of fresh basil, and this is a Tuscany garlic mix. And a little bit more black pepper on top. And we're just gonna let all of that marry. And we're gonna put that on low heat so it does simmer. And adding a little bit of Parmesan cheese here, just a couple shakes. And like I said, we're gonna leave that simmer for about 8 to 12 minutes. Just keep an eyeball on it. And then here I'm adding just a little bit of a calorie-free sugar substitute. And then look at that, our squashes are all done. Squashes, I think that's the plural word for squash. And how pretty is that? It just comes out super, super easy. You just go ahead and take a fork to the side. And we are already plating. So easy. And then take your seasoned up meat, just put that right in the center. And your beautiful homemade sauce. It's one of the quickest spaghetti sauces ever, but it's really, really tasty. And there you go, guys. That is meal number 2. Now we're gonna go ahead and package that up. And just so you guys know, because I have had the VSG surgery, each of these meals last 2 to 3 servings for me. So I will probably use the same container 2 to 3 times. So that's why we just have 4 here. For those who thought that was a huge amount for someone with this sleeve, you're absolutely correct. So I just wanted to clarify. And about 4 ounces of sauce. And then you guys are good to go. Super fun. All right, jumping into meal number 3. So this is a breakfast. We're going to use about a half a package of Jenny O turkey bacon. And this is 4 tablespoons of diced onion. It's no secret, guys. I really like onion. I'm just not a huge, like, just salt and pepper type of season it up person. I really like to use a lot of veggies, a lot of color, and a lot of different seasonings. And then just some bell pepper here and some mushroom. Same amount as the onion, about 4 tablespoons. We're going to add some fresh spinach, over about a tablespoon of olive oil in our Copper Chef. And then we're going to pour that all together in a mini casserole dish. And then we're going to add an entire carton of organic egg whites. And then it's going to go in the oven at 375 for about 15 minutes. And then I did add just a little bit of mozzarella on top. And look at this. All done. Can you believe how fast that was? So fun. So for this was probably the easiest plating and packaging. I just put the whole chunk in there. I just cut it in 4s. And like I said, I'll probably go back to that same container about twice to possibly 3 times, depending on how my sleeve is feeling that day. And for those of you who don't know what a sleeve is, it just means the size of my stomach. And that is everything, friends. We did it. This is my second meal prep on my channel, and I had so much fun. I cannot wait for the next one. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.